Right, good morning. It's been a long time. I've been playing around with my boat, amongst other things, and other less pleasant things this summer. I spent a couple of months in total aboard her, getting ready, unfortunately, for her sail, which I don't want to do, but I'm stuck with it. Financial imperatives force me into it. Never mind. Anyway, this isn't about that. This video is about this package here. It's from Hatton's, and it's been a long time getting it. Well, the package has been a reasonable time getting here, but the thing that's in it, which is a locomotive, has been a very long time in getting here. I started looking into this locomotive a couple of years ago now, or 18 months at least. I looked at it, I'd seen it, and I wanted it. It looks really good. It's something a little bit different, and I thought, yes, let's get on with this. And I almost ordered it, but first I went on the internet and had a look at other people who seemingly were having a lot of problems with it. Mostly motor problems. There was one guy who sent 2 of them back, and then he got a free motor from Hornby, so you now know it's a Hornby, and that didn't work either. They kept burning out, and there was all problems. There are several people who had these things on YouTube with problems with this locomotive. So I thought, I'm not going to get this, I'll wait for a while, and so I just put it on hold. Then the version with sound incorporated in it came out some months later. So I thought, well, they must have got rid of the problems with the motors by now. So I actually put one of these things on pre-order with Hatton's. And it dragged on and dragged on, but it's a really good price, 130 quid I think at the time. And it dragged on and dragged on, but TT Sound or TTS is it? Sound for 132 in the locomotive I wanted, brand new. I'll wait. Okay, so I did. Nothing happened. And in the end, the order was cancelled, that was it. Just disappeared. So I didn't get it. So I'm still looking for it. Then, lately, the locomotive has come back on sale, fairly expensive. So I waited around a bit and I was thinking about it. And then I saw lately, just recently, this is after 18 months, pre-order for 86 quid. No sound chip. Oh yeah, fine. 86 quid's a lot cheaper than 130. But at the same time I noticed that on the site available there are versions of this locomotive at 110, 111. At the same time as a pre-order for 86. I thought, well, it must be it can't be a railroad version. It's the same one. The pictures look the same. Compared everything. So I put it on pre-order. And well, nothing much happened at first. It never does. And I kept checking. There were others at 136 new. This is brand new. And the famous one's 111 or something. Well, the prices aren't exact, but that's about what they are. And this one at 86. And eventually, your order has been, whatever they call, processed. And this is it. And it didn't say anything else. So I thought, well, they'll probably send me a message when it's ready and then tell me how it's postage and I'll get it. Nothing much happened. About 10 days later, luckily for me, I got another email saying, the locomotive is still in your trunk, whatever that is. Now I've noticed these trunk things before. I don't really see why there's any point in it. Because what's happened is I've actually taken my money, £86, out of my bank account 10 or 15 days ago, and if they never told me this, it would just sat in there in the trunk with my money gone from my account in Britain, and I'd never know. Which is very good for Hatton's because they've just got the money, haven't they? But it's not very good for me because I thought my stuff is coming and it isn't. I want to do this this video with it, and of course I couldn't. So and eventually, of course, with this email, I went and looked in the trunk, and it just sat there, paid for. And so I said, well, I clicked on the trunk, said send it. Okay. I hadn't asked for it to be put in the trunk or anywhere else. I wanted it here. So I paid what, €4 or €5 postage, and that went through, and the parcel went off. Unnecessarily, all I do when I order things, I'm sure most of you do too, I want them. I don't order them because I want to put them in a trunk. I don't want to save them for later. I don't want to build up a huge order for June next year, having paid the money in September this year. It's ludicrous, like paying your tax in advance. Why pay the government in advance when you don't have to? Better on your account than on theirs. Anyway, the thing is here. Here it is. The box from Happens. And I'm going to open it in front of you and show you what it is. This has been quite a long intro, I'm sorry about that, and nothing much happening. So anyway, here we go. Let's open it. Alright. All the ones I'm going to do, have done, and I'm going to do on these box opening things are first time for you, first time for me. If I don't cut myself, drop it, break it, or whatever. Right, so always nicely packed from Happens. And you get a lot of fun stamping on that stuff to make it go pop. And here it is. Here's the piece of paper. Hornby R3412 Class S15. Black BR early emblem. 86 quid. So good, a good price. Now, in the interim, I've been wondering if these have been sent back to somebody or to China or whatever to have the motors changed. I don't know, pre-order something that's already in stock. Why would you do that? Cheaper as well? Why would it be cheaper? Quite a bit cheaper. I don't know. So I'm going to find out. There's the inevitable catalogue, check that on the floor. Don't want it. Here we are. How'd you get these open? Slide them some way. I cut my fingernails off lately. Very tight. It's going to come. Here we go. And there it is. I'll put that there. So, there's the locomotive. It looks like it's originally packed and this, that and the other. Why have stuff in stock at 3 different prices? I do not know. The instructions I never read. The box, I do keep the boxes actually in case I actually get some sudden urge to sell them or send them back. Here, brake rods and things, loads of detail, loads and loads and loads of detail. Oh, you can see that. I'll bring that up there. Little brassy sort of coloured bits, gold coloured bits, and all sorts of things. I'll get those out later on. I don't usually put them on actually because I do actually run my locomotives and just breaking up all the parts for nothing. Well, it looks all right. Put it on there. Oh, there's nothing in there. Chuck that on the floor as well. Let's put this here. So here we are out of the box, out of the packaging. Let's have a look underneath. Details all over the place on this thing. Pickups on the 4-wheeled bulky tender. It certainly looks exactly like the other one, so why is this 86 quid? I don't know, we will find out. If it blows up or catches fire or doesn't do anything. Sprung buffers. Very nice, that's exactly what I wanted. I'll turn this round. You can see now the cab detail in this thing is about the best I've got really. I haven't got one like this, but as good as this. Look at that lot. Good grief. Now the big problem of course for me is that I'm on DCC and of course I've got to chip this now so that I can actually test it. I haven't got any straight 12 volt track anywhere. Well, I have got one over there, but it's not suitable for this. Unusual for me, I've actually got the instructions out of here, so I can, obviously the chip is in the tender because there's loads of room. Socket in the tender, yes. 8-pin socket, yes. Turn the tender upside down, remove 4 assembly screws as shown in figure 14 and 15. So let's remove the bogies and there's 2 screws underneath. Please keep the screws safe for reassembly. Yeah, well, yeah, I probably will do that actually, Hornby. I might throw them away and then go and look for them. Let's take that out of there. Turn it over. And take the top off. Yes. That's alright. Where are the screws? There are the screws. And they're not the same. So 2 cap heads and 2 tiny ones. Okay. Classic. Tight. So we'll take the little blanking thing out of there. And go and find the decoder I've got somewhere, I think, I hope. Right. So here's my box of decoders. Lately, from Spain in actual fact, because I'm in France, I got a load of these LAIS DCC decoders. They've got some of them have got stay alives, and that one there, I've used that one already, it works quite well in a small locomotive. This one is just a soldering one. This one here down at the bottom is the one I'm going to use, and I might put this stay alive onto there, solder that in there. This one's for an accessory one. It doesn't need a motor. It can run in carriages or anything that's got contacts on it, but it seemed to be good. So I got one of everything. And I've been playing 2 or 3 of them in my locomotives already, and I've been having. Okay, it's really okay. They're very cheap, as you probably know, Chinese, and very few people are actually selling them. They are. You can get them. I'm not sure why. They do work. I haven't had any problems with them. Perhaps people have. So here we are on the test track with the locomotive, still with the fingerprints. I might clean that off, and I might keep them as souvenirs. Decoder in the tender. It was very easy to close back up again, and spiky things on there. Amazing detail on this thing. And actually, there's amazing detail on the box, and I wouldn't mind blowing this up. I don't know why it says Hornby Hobbies Margate Works, and it says at the bottom of the thing here, down here, do not scale. Why not? It is to scale, do not scale. No, well, I might blow that up anyway. Anyway, here we go. JMRI on my computer, running this thing on this shop piece track. Before I put it on the everything there on, if I switch that on, oh nice. I'll go in reverse. I'll do some mouse. It's a very short bit of track. I don't want it to shoot off the end. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Of course, the stay alive has now started working. It did actually run off the end. I switched off well before the stay alive. I've just found this actually on my test track now. It's fallen off something. Must be a locomotive. Oh God, I'll find out what what that's come off now. Oh, these little things are sent to try us. Now then, we're going to move over to the main track and set this up with iTrain and see if we can run a train with it. Well, I got over to the main track, the layout, and my lovely new S15 did a couple of circuits, 3, behind the track cleaning wagon, because the tracks of course are pretty dirty after a few months, so I've run round behind the track cleaning train on both up and down lines. I haven't managed to film anything because all of a sudden it's gotten to halt in this tunnel, and I could hear the motor trying to turn, and so I hold it out and can see it. Then I saw that there is a piece here, there, the other end of that, which is it's so small I can't touch it, here, the end of this, which goes into a little hole there, and it's held in from the inside with this little pin here, this one, which thank God I found, which has fallen out, which also holds this thing in underneath, if I can put without getting in the way of the camera, underneath here. Yeah, and they all hold together with this little pin from the inside to the out. Now then, if I turn this over like this, probably get to see the other side. What can I jack it up with? There. Now then, there we have it. I don't think you actually see what's going on in there, but they are both held in. If I get a tool of some kind. The thing is in here, behind this. I'm getting closer than that. Can get a bit closer, here we go. So I put my scalpel blade on, that's where the pin goes through. And these are 2 pieces that held on. The pin is actually pushed in the back. Now this side, here, there's the head of the pin there. And this pin isn't fixed in either. Oops, and neither is the blade of my scalpel. Never mind. You can just about see that pin. Let's put this scalpel back together again. There we are. Tighten that up. And the pin is actually in here, there. That is the head of the pin there. The problem with that one, this one isn't fixed either. It was actually half out when I turned over to see how it was fixed in. It was halfway out. So here it is actually running. I've got the pin back in. It took me nearly an hour to work out how to do it. I'll show you that in a minute. It's actually working reasonably well there. Yeah, sometime later, as Square Bob's friend says, it didn't work, it didn't hold out. Even with the glue on, at any kind of speed, it eventually came out. And of course this time it came out under the tunnel. Terrific. And the rods, when they went over to one side, derailed the train. Of course, why not? And so I think of something else. Anyway, what I've done now, as you can probably see here, I'll just point out with this little rod here in there, down there, is a little pin going through from the outside to the inside. It was quite difficult to catch these on the pin, but I did it. And the idea was the pin is long, and it's not an interference fit, but it's long enough that the inside rod can't possibly come off. Now as long as that rod stays in there, that's probably going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. And on the outside, what I've done, if I come back out of there somewhat, there it is, here, this is what I've used actually. It seems to be working there. I'm going to put that on the other way round now, because I want to see the other side, which has got the pin in it. So this side's got the pin in. Let's get rid of those. This side's got the pin in. Let's go forwards. That's forwards, and I can actually see it moving along. So that works. Let's stop that. So, well, so that's the other side's come out. So anyway, if the sides come out, I can do the same trick on both sides, and hopefully it will stay in there. We shall see. And so it's back to the layout again. I'm not going to do it tonight, it's too late. I've spent quite a few hours playing with this, and I've had enough, frankly. I'm just going to let that settle down and come back tomorrow morning for that. Right, I'm driving some trains on the main, up and down, by hand at the moment. It's quite difficult on a big layout to steer range each other, but this is where I normally sit. This is because it's all controlled by this stuff here, and here we've got the S15 running around fairly slowly, because on both lines I've got at the same time I've got my track cleaning, two of my track cleaning trains on. Because after several months, the track is very dusty and dirty, and I found yesterday that hardly anything would run properly. It's starting to sort itself out now, and this is the following morning, by the way. The S15 is now running, as you can see here. It runs very nicely in actual fact. The pins I made and put in are still in there and still running. And now to finish what has been quite a long video, quite a problematical box opening, and quite an eye-opener. Here is the S15, still working after several hours of running at different speeds. No problems at all now, so that's it. It runs very nicely indeed. It's very smooth. The slow speed running is immaculate. It's very good. The detail is great, and at 86 quid it's the cheapest one that was on. That's it. I don't know if it was £86 because this thing was going to break down or blow up. I don't know if the motor is going to hold out or whatever, but it's very nice, and if it does go wrong again, I'll fix it. I'm not criticising Hattons for this. I would criticise them for this trunk thing, which I don't want, and I hope never to see again. I don't know what it's for. I don't see the point of it. You just make a list of it on your own and then send the list get your stuff and it gets sent. What's the trunk for?